why we ended up building or trying to build a decentralized transaction building protocol. So we started back in 2018 in the NFT space in a company called Mintbase. And we spent many years trying to trying to build the utility layer for NFTs, but unfortunately that never really caught on. And as the NFT demand started falling off, we started investigating more and more why it was so hard to like attract people to use crypto and attract people to use NFTs and all that. And we just kind of realized that there's still like a big friction point, and the biggest friction point was onboarding, right? So it's really hard to like make people go from, oh, I don't have crypto, I don't, like, how can I try this app, to like go to this centralized exchange, put in some dollars or euros and get your crypto, then move that to like your MetaMask wallet and manage your 6 phrases and all that. So it's really hard to get people to do these steps. Like some people do it, some people are brave enough to actually do it, but the wide majority of people are not. So given that, like, we started researching how can we solve this, and we ended up building a wallet. So that's the Bitte wallet. And while building the wallet, we implemented things like passkeys, so users don't have to deal with seed phrases in the beginning. They can do at a later stage, and doing a lot of like tweaks on how to improve this onboarding experience. And as we focus more on the utility layer, on the wallet, and like how to bring those things to the wallet, we realized that AI agents and AI in general, like, it is very useful to like translate user requests to things that you can do in Web3, right? So let's say I'm still scared of like using most DEXs. I double check the URL like several times. I have to check like the definition of slippage and things like that like very often, so I don't get like I don't do stupid things. And with AI, we can actually get closer to the user's sort of like vocabulary and like the verbiage and like the things that they understand, to get them to try how to swap a token. And very summed up, this is like what we're trying to build, a decentralized, fair, and open protocol for AI. And the onboarding for this is our wallet. And here's a quick demo. This is an example of the Bitte wallet. And yesterday, actually, we launched the agent selector. So like you can, let me just pause here real quick. So this is a wallet. And it's very easy to pick, let's say, one of the agents, for example, Refinance, that helps you swap tokens, or CoinGecko if you want to check prices, and all of this in a single unified interface. And yeah, so before we jump into coding, here's some of the examples we support today. So like swapping, as I just mentioned, or simply like you want to create a drop, create an NFT, things like this. We can combine multiple tools like DALL-E or Mintbase, which is our foundational company, and where all of our indexers and NFT infrastructure comes from. And very, very soon we'll support things like Swap and other EVM applications in the wallet. So the goal is to go from text or any input to like building transaction. And this is a more deeper, or at least a more explanatory diagram of how all of this works. So you have like multiple clients that can ask questions or like make requests. And these could be like, in our case, the Bitte wallet, which is our main client right now, or like bots, games, DeFi, or actually any thing that adopts our system. It will interact with our runtime that then will connect to like agents, and these agents can be built by us or built by anyone, and get connected very, very easily to the runtime that will translate the user requests into intent, and talk to your agent. And what we're going to be doing today is like we'll be focusing on this interaction, like how can you go from like an API or your application, and we find a way to you find a way to write your application in a way that can interface with the wallet. One of the most important aspects of this is OpenAPI, which is an open standard, pretty adopted, widely adopted. Every other API uses OpenAPI to expose endpoints on the internet and explain how to interact with these endpoints. And we use the OpenAPI these agents should adopt OpenAPI to describe their endpoints and how the wallet or any other runtime can interact with them. And we've added a very simple extension to this manifest that includes the account ID of the developer. This can be a string or an array of strings, meaning that not only one account can be editing and doing things like that to the manifest, and a few other properties like the name of your agent, its description, the instructions, and even tools. And all of these tools are described in our documentation. But for example, generate transactions would allow your agent to produce a transaction that the end user in the wallet or in any other client would be able to sign. We're also building very actively on-chain abstraction. So this very simplistically means that from one year account, you can sign transactions on multiple blockchains. Very, very soon, probably next week, we're going to release the support for Ethereum. So EVM in general, most EVMs will be supported in our wallet. And in the future, I've heard of Bitcoin, Solana, and a few others that are coming very, very soon too. And one of the tools we're also building is Make Agent. This is a CLI tool, and it allows you to run, enable your API or your local server to interact with our wallet. And I'm going to show that in a second on how to use it. But just to get familiar, to get you familiar with what it means and what is Make Agent. This is also one of our recent additions to the developer kit. So this was quick, and we can make a pause here, and if there's any questions or anything, we can stop here. If not, we can just jump into code. What do you say, Saul?
No questions at the moment, but chat, feel free to chime in, ask any questions as we go along, and let's proceed.
All right, cool. So here's our documentation. I hope I can open this. Oh, it opened a new tab, but it's fine. So in our docs, you'll be able to find docs.bitte.ai. So if you could share this in the chat, that would be awesome. But essentially, here's a bunch of information on how to build agents, what you can do with them, some introductory explanations, what are these open agents, what's our runtime, and then more in-depth tutorial on how to go from 0 to 1. So picking a template and just building on top of it. Today, I'm also going to share, this is another link for a boilerplate I finished last night. So I hope this works. But this is a boilerplate, very minimal template, I would say, to start working on an agent. And this is what we're going to use. So so I've already cloned this project, but you can just come here, clone it to your local machine, and let's move over to cursor. Let's make sure I don't have any changes here. And so this is the project. There are a few things I want to mention. One very important thing, and I'm going to go over to the docs again. It's our manifest, and the manifest again is just a open API spec with a extension, the XMB extension that will explain a little bit more about your agent and its name, description, instructions, a few other things. And there's tools too, and tools right now we support like 4 tools. One is generate transaction, the other is submit query, and this tool is very useful if you're working with NFTs on year. So like questions like how many tokens does this account have gets translated into the GraphQL query, it gets submitted, and then the result gets returned to the user. We support generating images, and this is pretty cool because you can use this to generate DALL-E images that get stored automatically to Arweave. So like you get an immutable link to the image that gets generated. And then we have create drop, and this will generate an image and create a link for anyone to like claim the NFT. And this is free of charge. Right now, Bitte is sponsoring all transactions. And actually, like before we jump into code, I wanna show a little bit of our wallet too, and how the experience looks like. So let's say I can create an account. I just created this a few minutes ago. Let's create one. Call it okay, demo Waterloo. I'm taking this one for me, and I can create this account. This will create a near account. Near has human readable names by default. And once you try to create an account, you can see that there's a passkeys pop-up. This just means that I need to use my fingerprint to sign the transaction. It actually initiates the transaction that is sponsored by Mintbase to claim the name and claim the account. So you can see that I created this account. We can go over to NearBlock to make sure that my account was created. And let's do like demo Waterloo near. And you can see that, yeah, so this was created a few seconds ago. Here's the transaction, and it was sponsored by Mintbase. And then I was just talking about token drops, so I think I might just create one. So let me just, it can be this one. Let me just add this image, just a screenshot. Copy this. Screenshot. And creating a drop just takes a second. And once I have this, I can just hit share. And I'm actually going to share this with you too. This is just a link you can use to like claim the NFT, share with anyone. And again, like this is sponsored by Mintbase. If I click Mint, you'll see that this is sponsored, by Bitte. We just renamed, so we just rebranded to Bitte. So I feel like my brain gets, still takes some time to adapt. But yeah, as you can see, like fees, 0 near, I can just hit approve. You pick the wallet, hit sign. And boom, I got my NFT. You can just go here to Mintbase to check it out. And yeah, you can see this is screenshot. I claimed it, and anyone can claim it through this link. All right, cool. I think this was a nice thing. So now let's go back to the building. All right, so when we go to the project, you can see that I have installed Make Agent, as I mentioned before. Make Agent is the CLI tool that helps me build my agent and deploy it and do all the things I need to do to get my agent live. So in the dev script, I added concurrently to run both Next and Make Agent in parallel. And if I do hit bun dev, I'm using bun, you can use npm, pnpm, whatever really works for you. But once I run this, it opens up this window and it just starts a chat with me saying, what can you help me with? And this is, again, like my project is running my agent. And my agent is defined by this manifest, as I was explaining before. And this manifest includes a bunch of things. So again, the extension, you can see that my name is your assistant. My description is an assistant that answers with blockchain information. And its instructions are, you answer with a list of blockchains, use the tools to get blockchain information. And then I define the paths, and like you have API tools to get blockchains, and we have the get user too. So if we go over to tools, so API, tools, get blockchains, this is the default, pretty much like standard Next.js project, very useful to like build even APIs. And you can see that I have a list of blockchains here and randomly pick 3 and return these 3. So if I ask like, can you get me a list of blockchains? You'll see that on the terminal, yeah, it used this endpoint. So like our runtime, the wallet runtime, gets your manifest, and we'll just hit this endpoint to get a result. One very important thing I forgot to mention, and now I'm just okay. So if you want to access your manifest, it is defined in the well-known directory under AI plugin.json. And yeah, I'm using local tunnel, so this is not a good way to do it. Let me just use curl. So like if you curl the well-known AI plugin JSON, you should be able to see this JSON, which it's pretty much just dynamically generated from this route. And this is where you want to add like all of the tools you add to your agent in here. So like maybe now we can just add a new feature to our agent. So now we have get blockchain, get user. So maybe let's add something new. I would love to invite Saul to like help me out here if he has any ideas on what we can add to this agent and make this a little bit more interactive.
Hey, yeah. So, I think it'd be really cool to see maybe a social share component, something of the sort. Let's maybe share this on Twitter. All right.
Yeah, sounds perfect. So in order to do this, the way I'm going to approach this is by creating a new tool under tools. And let's say let's call it Twitter share, and write it under route.ts. And I'm going to ask Cursor to like write this for me. So let's say create a get request handler that takes the user input and returns a Twitter intent URL. So this is basically like it will take whatever message from the user or like what's generated and share on Twitter. Like this code looks pretty good to me. Yeah, this looks pretty good to me. And now, okay, this is developed, but now, sorry, we need to add it in our manifest, right? So like our wallet would know what you have actually implemented. So Cursor has this really neat feature that allows you to tag or reference code. So let's say, let's write the spec for the Twitter share, and we'll just tag Twitter share here, not this one. About Twitter share. And all right, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, you can see share text on Twitter, generate a Twitter share URL for the given text. It will take a URL param text and the query params, and it will respond with the URL. And this looks pretty much the same as, yeah, it's looking pretty correct to me. So like in the route, you see the URL, and in our response in the manifest, it's exactly the same thing. So now we should be able to reopen the playground. Let me open this link. And all right, what can you help me with? All right, cool. Now it is able to generate a Twitter share URL. So like maybe let's first give me a list of blockchains. And it generated 3. So it used the tool correctly, as you can see here. And now we're gonna ask to share it on Twitter. Do you wanna say hi? Yeah, we're live. So it generated the link. We can hit share, and boom, check out these blockchains: Tezos, Ethereum, and Optimism. We just added this feature, and yeah, it's working. Is there anything else we can add? Maybe make some additions to the Twitter share, or building something else?
Yeah, it's quite cold here in Toronto. What if we include a weather report with it?
Ooh, that's that's probably a bit more complicated, but let's see. So let's see what we can do. So like weather route. Let's create a get handler to a weather report API. Does this make sense? Report API. Use any public API to get real-time data. Okay, use a public API to get real-time data. Let's see if it can generate something like this for us. Probably not. Okay, so here's kind of interesting. I mean, there's this API and there's an API key. So maybe we have to get this API key. Let's see how far can we go if we try to find the API key for this. Hopefully there's no pricing. Now, okay, there's a pricing tab. Okay, but there's no pricing tab apparently. Okay, yeah, probably this is a bit too complicated to get done here.
We had a suggestion in the chat. The current price of SHIB.
Current price of SHIB? What is SHIB?
Shiba Inu token.
Got it. So like CoinGecko API would work, right?
Yep.
All right. So let's see if we can get a get crypto, whatever, get crypto price. All right. So maybe what we want to do here is like write a get handler to take a, what would be like symbol, maybe like a crypto symbol. And sometimes my prompt's stuck. I'm just happy that AI can still like try to like manage to to figure it out. But like, let's write a get handler to take a crypto symbol and get its current price. Current price. Use any public API. I know CoinGecko would probably work. We actually have a CoinGecko agent live in our wallet, but I know it needs an open API key. Sorry, an open API key. Any public endpoint. Use a public API endpoint. Okay, actually, it's using kind of interesting. It's using CoinGecko. I thought it needed like an API key, but let's try it out. So SHIB, is it like SHIB? Maybe it's something else. How do you write this?
I believe that's correct.
Interesting. Let's ask Cursor. Give me a API URL or like a URL to get the price. Good. I'm not sure if this is correct, but like Shiba Inu, maybe. Nope, it actually works. Nice. Okay, this is perfect then. Let's then add this to our manifest. And we're gonna add it at the bottom. So add the stack for, and we're gonna tag get crypto price. But I guess now the hardest thing is, how can we tell, like, okay, it's hallucinating now. It's giving me all of these weird things. We can just remove this for now. But how can we tell like the symbol? We need to kind of find a way to instruct the symbol. Do we want to make this like very specific to Shiba, or do we want to like enable any crypto, like for you to find like the price of any crypto?
I mean, it would be great if we could get the, we asked the tweet to produce a list. We asked it to produce a list of the top of 3 random cryptos. And I believe, I can't remember what it put out there, but if it would assign the current price of those, that'd be a great addition.
Okay. So then let's try to, okay, that's cool. But maybe what we can do is like change this endpoint, like the get blockchain. Instead of get blockchains, we can get like crypto tokens, crypto token symbol, and then use that to like get prices. Maybe this is something we can do. Change this to the crypto CoinGecko token symbols. Okay, let's include Shiba Inu too, because someone asked it for it. Shiba Inu. Okay, and the others too, whatever. Of course, is going crazy. And now let's add, let's change this. Change this back to improve this back. Now we return token symbol ready. CoinGecko. I'm just gonna add CoinGecko for context. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let's see. I need to scroll a little bit up to find my link again. And let's see if we can do this. Okay, list of blockchain. Okay, that's not really accurate, but let's still try to, let's pick 3 random, no, let's get 3 tokens, blockchains, whatever. It helps giving it a little bit more context here. Okay, there was an issue. What was the issue? Let's ask it to try again. Maybe it needs some time to update the spec. Okay, yeah, it did now. Okay, there's still scroll here. Okay, nice. So now get me the prices for each of these results.
While it's thinking there, we did have a question in the chat on if you can link the AI agent to a vector database.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. We can try to do it here too. Is there any vector database of choice? Also, like, it got the Polkadot price. I'm not sure if this is correct actually, but oops, sorry about that.
Yeah, I just confirmed that it's correct.
Yeah, I had some trouble getting Ethereum. I'm not sure why. Oh, it didn't send the request, but it got like the other 2, so this is pretty neat. Scroll, I guess it's also correct. In any case, I don't want to have this. I want to have the floating window. So let me try to open this up again. And I'm just realizing that we need a way to make it more easy, or make it easier to open these windows when you're developing. I hate like scrolling up. This is how you end up like realizing features you need to build. Yeah, vector databases, that's a good one. Did anyone answer like anything in particular, or can we pick?
No response yet. Seika Paul, if you want to, if there's a vector database of choice. Oh, he said anything works, so.
Okay, anything works. Let me think. We've already used some at Bitte. Just trying to figure out, would OpenAPI, I mean, OpenAI work? Because you want to like build like some sort of RAG system, I assume, like retrieval augmented generation. OpenAPI supports vector embeddings. We can also hook it up with like Postgres. Postgres also supports embeddings, vector embeddings too. There's a lot of options. Not sure what would be the simplest option to showcase here. But this is actually very, very nice request, because I've been thinking about it as well, like creating a demo on how to build a RAG system with this. And we can try to build something here. Let me actually ask Cursor to do this, like RAG. So how do we want to do this? Let's say, I got to think for a second. This is a harder, more complex question. But we can try to do something like, what would be interesting? Whatever, really. Let's try. Let me actually see if I have something up that makes it easier to connect to. We've been building, so like for context, we've been building at Midbase. So the runtime, the way it picks now the agents, let me just give you some more clarity as I explain. like for context, like you have these agents. There's also the playground with a bunch of other options. This is like what people are building and stuff like that. Like these are the verified ones. So like use these if you like, and be careful to use the others because again, like these are non-supervised. But the way it works right now is you can pick an agent and you'll talk directly to this one. And one of the things we're trying to build now is you don't need to pick an agent. You just send your request and automatically based on whatever each agent capabilities, depending on the capabilities that each agent have, we'll try to pick the correct agent for you, right? This is pretty much like a RAG sort of solvable problem because we can embed all of this information, the metadata for each agent, and use that for like our search. So I do believe that we've been embedding on OpenAI. So let me try to pick it up. It takes a little bit, sorry. I'm on the other screen, trying to find where we put all that. In the meantime, I'll just ask like to write a boilerplate code for me. So what do we want to do? We want to let's use OpenAI embeddings to get let's use OpenAI embeddings. No, write a get handler and use OpenAI embeddings to retrieve information based on the user's request. Okay. Okay, this is not very useful, I think. This is not very useful. Okay, yeah, maybe we're taking too long here. We can skip this one, and I promise that I'll add a RAG example very, very soon because I'm very interested in this. What do you think, Paul? Sorry, what do you think, Saul?
Yeah, I think that sounds great. And well, I think the question was just if it was possible, so it definitely is. And if there is an example in the near future, I'll happily share that with everybody.
Yep, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think we showcased like adding features to your agent. So I'm more than happy now to like answer any agent specific questions. What can you do? What's like still missing from my explanation? Things that are not so clear. I'm very happy to answer those. Like if you guys have questions, even you, Saul, if you have any things that you think that I missed here in the presentation, just let me know and I'll try to cover it for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a fantastic, workshop here, and you covered a lot. There's nothing that I can identify that you might have missed, but I'll open it up to the chat. Chat, if you have questions, please jump in. In the meantime, maybe I guess for first-time hackers and those who aren't as experienced, like what other kind of cool things can they build for a hackathon that ends in a couple of weeks or in a week, just over a week? What kind of things can they build to kind of get their feet wet and dive into this for the first time?
Yeah, generally, I mean, I always give like a super generic answer to that. I mean, as long as things are useful and solve a problem, that's what hackathons are for. Like, try to push the boundaries of like what you can do and like try to solve the problem at the same time, right? Like there's things. I mean, I think DeFi is still kind of an important use case, and like anyone like wants to earn more with their money. That's like a big problem, right? Most people have money on their bank account sitting there like doing nothing. There's inflation. That's a huge problem. So like helping people like navigate how to earn, how to, you know, like, it's not like all, I think, you know, there's this, sometimes there's misconception that like DeFi is super weird. There's like meme coins and all that. That's kind of true too, but like, it's actually a very useful instrument to like make money work for you. So like anything and any project that kind of solves that for like the common people, I think it's a very strong candidate. Other than that, I mean, there are several problems that AI can solve, but I'm not sure like that's specific to the use case. And for me personally, what would I build, right? That's a good question.
Yeah, while you're thinking there, I'd say this: if you're still thinking about what you're going to build for the hackathon and looking for ideas, of course, try to find something that's interesting to you, challenging, but also like that you're passionate about. It's always like a joy to build towards something that you really care about, whether it's like, whether it's just saying with, something that's for the common people or for a common good, or whether it's something that you're just interested in. If you're a gamer, maybe it's something gaming related, or for me, I'm a sports addict, right? So, if I'm building in, my first hackathon, I'm going to try to build something that I'm passionate about, I care about, and I'm really gonna like try and kind of test the boundaries of my own abilities and learn in the process. And the joy is in the process altogether, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Last chance for anybody to have drop any questions. But while we wait here, I will say that I will be sharing all of the links as well as this workshop. All of it will be available for you guys to view later and refer back to. And I highly recommend you all join the Mint-based Telegram group. So if you do have questions, and I'll pin it in the chat here. If you have questions, throughout, the hackathon or beyond, there's a resource that's really there. I mean, there's people active in that chat 24/7, it seems like. So fantastic resource there, and highly encourage everybody to join that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the bounties as well. Like, you wanna go over that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you all know, there are a ton of bounties as a part of the REDACTED hackathon, but Bitte actually has their own bounties as well. And perhaps I'll let you take that on as well. And there are some that are tied to the hackathon, but there are some that are always available, or available now anyways. And they'll be looking out for submissions from the Waterloo City Node. So we highly encourage everybody to take a look at this, and I'll share this link as well. But if you have anything to add there, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely not. The main goal is to build agents, and we're definitely very excited to see more and more getting built. So yeah, that's it. I think Saul will share the link, but your agent, if it makes it here, I mean, and making it here is just like we verify it, we make sure that it adheres to what we want to add to the wallet. But like, it's a very good opportunity not only to get some money for and get a reward for this, but also this will be in front of many thousands of users. So like, make sure that think about this and as a great opportunity to get your work out there.
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff, and I definitely have to dive into this and test out some of the agents that are available. This layout here where you can select all the agents. That's newly launched, correct?
Yeah, it's live. Wallet.bitte.ai.
Yeah. So
And
really
let's
excited.
say, let me
Uh,
just show you like one last demo, like the swapping thing, where you can actually do like swap, let's say 0.1 year to USDC. And this, I think we kind of missed that on the demo, but it's still very neat to showcase like how like building a transaction ends up getting shown on the wallet. So like I just asked to generate a, like swap 0.1 year, and it will come up with a transaction, actually multiple transactions, because it needs to wrap my near first and then hit the contract for swapping. And that's it. After I hit this, I buy like 0.1 year. And I can even ask like now, like CoinGecko, how much is 0.1 year in USD? Right, so I'll be spending about like 46 cents.
Very cool. And just like that, it's almost like it's instant. It's like you can just ask it whatever you need, and it's gonna make that swap for you. So really cool stuff. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're just about out of time here. But just to let all of our participants know, there will be an in-person workshop next week. We'll keep you posted on time, date. The Luma link is out there. And all of the stuff that we covered here today, once again, will be shared with you. And we're really, really looking forward to seeing all of the amazing stuff you guys are going to build. Thank you so much, Luis. Really appreciate it. Pleasure as always.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you. We'll see you in Thailand.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you a lot for having me. It's great to show like all this stuff we're building, and especially like everything's happening now, and all of this stuff I shared today to you guys. It's been live for like 1 day or two, so like I'm so excited that all of this worked for the demo. And yeah, I'm really happy, and hope this was helpful for you guys to start building agents.
Amazing. Thank you. Take care. Cheers.
Yep.